If you're over 60, use turmeric instead of black pepper to reduce inflammation. Have you ever made an effort to eat healthily? Incorporate turmeric into your everyday regimen. Even making warm turmeric drinks might help, but the inflammation continues to return as if nothing has changed. I know it's annoying. Turmeric is used by many persons over 60 to reduce joint discomfort, edema, and morning stiffness. This is the unexpected element, though, that hardly anyone discusses. The majority of the turmeric you consume never enters your bloodstream. It doesn't actually heal you. It just moves through your body. But there's something crucial you should know before you stop using turmeric. Not black pepper, but a straightforward substance backed by science can transform turmeric from nearly worthless into a potent anti-inflammatory ally. The majority of people who take turmeric daily genuinely think it will ease their tight joints, reduce swelling, and make moving easier. However, this is the part that practically nobody anticipates. Nothing changes at all for millions of older folks. The stiffness persists day after day. The pain persists. The mornings remain heavy and slow. Additionally, many people secretly believe that turmeric is just another overhyped cure after trying it for months. The reality, however, is much more unexpected. Turmeric is not ineffective, not because others are misusing it. It's because curcumin, the ingredient in turmeric that actually works, is incredibly difficult for the human body to absorb. Curcumin hardly makes it through the digestive tract. It degrades quickly, vanishes quickly, and never enters the bloodstream in sufficient quantities to have a significant impact. Therefore, even if you take turmeric consistently, your body will never receive enough of it to improve your health. Black pepper was included by supplement producers for this reason. More curcumin survives digestion when piperine slows down its breakdown. People believe that to be the final piece of the puzzle for a while. Here's the twist, though. Eventually, researchers found that absorption is insufficient on its own, not even close, because there is no single route that causes inflammation, particularly in persons over 60. It originates from numerous sources that all fire simultaneously. Additionally, if you simply target one, like curcumin does, you may get a slight improvement, but not the transformative change that people are hoping for. This insight prompted researchers to look for an additional natural component that would complement curcumin but function very differently. At that point, one of the most underappreciated dishes unexpectedly rose to fame: tart cherries, particularly those from Montmorency. These cherries are abundant in anthocyanins, which are deep red substances with potent antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. Anthocyanins are more readily absorbed, remain active for longer, and move through the bloodstream in stable forms than curcumin. One of the most significant indicators of inflammation, C-reactive protein, can be reduced by up to 25% by tart, cherry juice, or extract, according to studies. They also promote deeper sleep, enhance recuperation from physical exercise, and lessen oxidative stress. This is where it really counts, though. Tart cherries inhibit Cook's enzymes, which are the same enzymes that drugs like ibuprofen target. This indicates that they combat inflammation in a totally different way than turmeric. Inside the cell, curcumin calms the NF-κB pathway, which is essentially the body's master switch for inflammation. The body goes into a chronic state of inflammation when this switch becomes stuck in on position, which frequently occurs with age, stress, and years of wear and tear. That switch is quieted by curcumin. The opposite is true for tart cherries. By inhibiting COX enzymes, they prevent the synthesis of inflammatory chemicals rather than controlling genes. These two act stack rather than overlap. When combined, they have a dual action effect that simultaneously targets inflammation from two distinct perspectives. A study demonstrating the potency of this combination was published in 2021. Together, curcumin and tart cherry anthocyanins decreased NF-κB activation more successfully than either substance did on its own. The message is apparent even if the study did not specifically address joint discomfort or arthritis. In older persons, inflammation is complicated. Oxidative stress, immune system alterations, slowed cell repair, decreased collagen, and years of joint and muscular strain are the causes. All of that cannot be covered by a single component. But meaningful transformation starts with a two-pronged strategy. This is precisely the reason why so many elderly people who use turmeric alone only experience slight improvements. Curcumin is still unable to reach every piece of the inflammatory puzzle, even when absorption rises. However, everything seems different when sour cherries are added. In regions that curcumin cannot reach, anthocyanins prolong their duration of action, aid in healing, reduce tissue irritation, and reduce inflammation. Turmeric and sour cherry extract or juice work together to provide the body with a more comprehensive, profound, and pronounced anti-inflammatory effect. And for those over 60, here is when it becomes really crucial. Inflammation naturally increases with aging. Walking downstairs, gardening, and carrying groceries are examples of tasks that used to be simple but now feel more difficult. Stiffness in the morning lasts longer. The rate of recovery slows. Even simple chores might cause joints to become heated, swollen, or achy. NSAIDs are used by many elderly people simply to get through the day. However, prolonged use can harm other drugs, cause kidney strain, and irritate the stomach. Although they can take the place of pharmaceutical medications, natural remedies like tart cherries and turmeric can greatly lessen the chronic inflammation that makes daily life more difficult. The similar pattern is frequently reported by those who mix turmeric with tart cherries. They are a little less stiff when they first wake up. They then observe that they have easier mobility during the day. They gradually have improved mobility, more comfortable mornings, and fewer terrible days. This is exactly in accordance with scientific findings. Curcumin reduces inflammation through genetic mechanisms. The enzymes that produce inflammatory chemicals are blocked by tart cherries. When combined, they aid the body's transition to a more wholesome and reduced state of inflammation. And this is the most important thing to keep in mind. The body is not compelled to react quickly by natural components. They provide the body with gradual, steady, and gentle support. However, if you allow curcumin and tart cherries to operate together, the consequences can change your morning mood, your mobility, and your confidence in staying active. You know it's not about trying random pills or wishing for luck when you learn why these two components complement each other so effectively. It's about giving your body what it truly needs to age with strength, mobility, and comfort by selecting ingredients that target inflammation from various angles. Over the past 20 years, researchers have made significant progress in understanding curcumin's actions within the body. Curcumin can help reduce important inflammatory markers like TNF-A, IL-6, and C-reactive protein CRP. According to numerous carefully planned clinical research, people who have osteoarthritis, oxidative damage, immune system activation, or persistent joint stress frequently have elevated levels of these indicators. Curcumin demonstrated significant benefits in osteoarthritis in a number of randomized trials, some of which were remarkably similar to the results of other anti-inflammatory drugs. Reduced joint pain, improved mobility, and increased comfort during daily activities were frequently noted by participants. These findings demonstrate that curcumin has detectable biological activity that can help the body when inflammation becomes a daily problem, even if it cannot substitute medical treatment. For a different but complementary reason, tart cherry juice, particularly Montmorini tart cherry, has attracted significant scientific study during this time. Anthocyanins, a class of naturally occurring plant chemicals with anti-inflammatory and antioxidant qualities, are abundant in these cherries. Tart cherry juice has been found in numerous human trials to alleviate joint pain, promote muscle recovery, and lessen post-activity soreness. Because tart cherries naturally contain melatonin, some studies have also shown increases in sleep quality and decreases in CRP. Because inadequate sleep is regularly linked to increased inflammation and elevated CRP, getting more sleep is crucial. Researchers are becoming more interested in mixing curcumin with tart cherries because they affect inflammation through distinct biological pathways. Curcumin mainly influences the NF-κB signaling pathway, which controls a large number of inflammatory genes. Inflammation tends to spread more readily throughout tissues when NF-κB is hyperactive. Tart cherry anthocyanins affect the COX pathway, which is the same mechanism that popular anti-inflammatory drugs like ibuprofen target. The effects of tart cherries and curcumin are not duplicated since these mechanisms are distinct. Rather than utilizing either ingredient alone, they address distinct phases of the inflammatory process, resulting in a more all-encompassing strategy. The behavior of these chemicals together was investigated in a peer-reviewed study that was published in the International Journal of Molecular Sciences in 2021. When tested on human tissue samples, the researchers discovered that curcumin and anthocyanins combined decreased NF-κB expression more efficiently than either substance alone. The work illustrates a significant scientific idea, even though it focused on precancerous colorectal tissue rather than joint health or aging. The anti-inflammatory effects of these substances may be enhanced by their interactions. Biochemical synergy is what this is. This is important for persons over 60 because there is typically more than one source of persistent inflammation: joint wear, oxidative stress, delayed tissue regeneration, metabolic alterations, and even long-term lifestyle factors are frequently involved. Therefore, a more obvious effect can be achieved by using two natural substances that target separate components of this process. Many people combine these ingredients in a straightforward drink since it's convenient and uncomplicated. A popular method is to combine 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder with 1 cup, 240 milliliters, of pure Montmorini tart cherry juice. Because piperine, a naturally occurring ingredient in pepper, can inhibit the breakdown of curcumin in the digestive system and improve absorption, adding a tiny teaspoon of black pepper is beneficial. The earthy flavor of turmeric and the acidity of cherry juice combine to make the drink easy for most individuals to drink on a regular basis. Because tart cherries naturally contain melatonin, some people prefer to drink it in the evening. Others take it to aid in muscle rehabilitation before or after exercise. It's critical to maintain consistency. The most significant effects typically show up between 4 and 12 weeks, according to research on tart cherry juice and turmeric. Because the body needs time to heal damaged tissues, reduce inflammation, and regulate pathways that have been active for years, this timing is typical for natural treatments. Long-term changes typically take several weeks, but some people may notice little improvement sooner, including waking up with less stiffness or feeling more at ease when moving. The degree to which a person reacts to anti-inflammatory foods varies depending on a number of factors, including nutrition, sleep quality, gastrointestinal health, stress levels, and physical exercise. For this reason, a lot of studies advise considering this combination as a component of a more comprehensive lifestyle strategy that also includes stress management, nutrient-dense diets, regular movement, and adequate water. There are a few safety measures to be aware of. Patients on blood thinners should speak with their doctor because curcumin may have minor effects on blood coagulation. A cup of tart cherry juice has about 180 calories and natural sugars. Therefore, people who are controlling their blood sugar or calorie intake should take this into account when planning their regular diet. These factors do not imply that the combination is dangerous. They merely assist in making sure it is used properly. Tart cherries and turmeric can assist the body's natural ability to control inflammation, ease discomfort, and enhance general well-being when used carefully. For many persons over 60, significant improvement, waking up with less stiffness, moving more freely, and feeling more confident in their everyday health, is more important than total symptom removal. This combination provides a straightforward approach for achieving that goal that is supported by research. Turmeric and sour cherry juice together provide a natural, scientifically supported method of simultaneously reducing inflammation from two independent directions. Curcumin affects the pathway NF-κB. The COX pathway is affected by tart cherries. Additionally, by combining the two, you're providing your body with additional support that one nutrient alone may not always provide. Because Montmorini tart cherries naturally contain melatonin, studies conducted in the U.S. have shown benefits for joint comfort and inflammation markers, as well as for heart health, uric acid balance, recuperation after exercise, and even sleep. But keep in mind something crucial. It is a natural and delicate blend. Unlike strong drugs, it doesn't compel your body to react quickly. Over time, you begin to notice a difference as it works gradually, layer by layer. The majority of studies reveal noticeable benefits between 4 and 12 weeks. Thus, please allow your body ample time to react. Observe the subtle changes as you continue to use it. First, less stiffness in the morning, easier mobility, less post-activity flare-ups, or feeling more rested when you wake up. These minor alterations indicate that inflammation is decreasing. Managing chronic inflammation requires more than one skill. It all comes down to creating a daily habit that benefits your body. Reduce stress, balanced meals, better sleep, mild exercise, and adequate water intake. This combination of turmeric and tart cherry is just one tool, but it's an easy-to-use one with solid scientific backing. It's definitely worth a try if it can help you maintain an active lifestyle, feel lighter in your joints, or move with a bit more confidence. I would really appreciate hearing from you before you leave. Have you ever tried sour cherry juice, turmeric, or any other natural remedy for inflammation or joint pain? What did and did not work for you? Leave a comment with your experience. I've read every comment, and I'm sending you a small token of appreciation today. For viewers who make a sensible comment, I'll give a list of links to reliable U.S. health sites, such as peer-reviewed journals, the Arthritis Foundation, and NIH study summaries. It's my way of encouraging you to learn more and do your own research on the science. Don't go just yet if this was useful to you. Watch the following video that appears on the screen. For those over 60 who suffer from inflammation, it breaks down another easy behavior that can have a significant impact. You can take the next step toward feeling better with the help of this following video. Please click the like button if you thought this video was useful. It is very beneficial to the channel. In order to ensure that you never miss any more videos, remember to subscribe and activate the notification bell. Please leave a comment below with your comments. I'd love to know what you think. I appreciate you seeing, and I'll see you in the next.